Can you believe this? Of all the classic Johnny Depp films out there, the one getting a sequel is Sleepy Hollow. Yeah, I didn't see that coming either. I mean, we've all been waiting for something like another Pirates of the Caribbean with Captain Jack. Or maybe even a surprise return of Edward Scissorhands. But no, Hollywood went in a totally different direction. They chose Sleepy Hollow. And the way they're bringing it back? Not at all what you'd expect. Now, if you're a Johnny Depp fan, or even just someone who likes a good story twist, you're in for something fun today. Let's unpack what's going on here. Because the movie world is full of surprises lately, and this one's big. So, Sleepy Hollow. Released in 1999. Johnny Depp plays Ichabod Crane, this nervous, twitchy investigator sent to uncover some creepy murders in a small town haunted by the Headless Horseman. The whole vibe of the film? Dark, foggy, gothic, full of mystery. It was stylish. Creepy. And so Tim Burton. But here's the thing, most people kinda forgot about it over the years. It didn't become a pop culture machine like Pirates did. It didn't have the kind of fan merch or theme park rides or endless Halloween costumes. It was more of a cult favorite. A hidden gem for those who like their horror with a side of eerie beauty. And now, more than 20 years later, it's making a comeback. Only, this new version? It's not your typical sequel. It's not just picking up where the old story left off. It's what they're calling a reimagining. Sort of like what they did with Joker. Not exactly part of the old franchise, but still rooted in that same world. Same tone. Same legend. Same spooky forest and cursed town. But new characters. New storyline. And probably a lot of new surprises. So, does Johnny Depp return? Right now, the official word is, maybe. There are rumors that he could make a short appearance. Maybe as an older Ichabod Crane. Like a wise, haunted version of his former self. Someone who's seen too much and knows more than he lets on. That would be pretty cool, right? Like him showing up in the shadows of the story, not leading it, but still giving it that authentic connection to the original. But no, it doesn't sound like he's the star this time. At least not yet. And honestly, that might be a good thing. Because what this new Sleepy Hollow is doing? It's trying to go deeper. It's digging into the actual legend. The roots of the Headless Horseman story. The town's dark history. The secrets buried in its soil. And instead of one movie, they're planning to stretch this out. Possibly into a limited series. Think Stranger Things, but gloomier. A little more classic horror. With each episode revealing more and more of what's really haunting the place. It makes sense, right? One movie just isn't enough anymore. People want depth. They want stories that unfold slowly. Characters that evolve. Twists that don't hit you all at once, but build, episode after episode. And this format allows them to do exactly that. Now here's a detail a lot of fans haven't heard about yet. They're planning to shoot this new version in real, old-school locations. Not big studio lots. But real towns. Real foggy woods. Cemeteries that creak when the wind moves. Churches that look like they've been forgotten for 100 years. That's a big deal. Because it means the show's going to feel authentic. You're going to feel like you're really in that cursed town. That kind of setting? It makes all the difference. You can feel the mood in your bones. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. One of the producers attached to this new Sleepy Hollow project has worked with Tim Burton before. Not Tim himself, but someone from his creative circle. Someone who knows how to build those strange, dreamy, dark little worlds. So even though this isn't officially a Burton film, it's definitely going to have that Burton vibe. That twisty, shadowy, slightly off-center look and feel that made the original so visually unforgettable. But why now? Why bring this story back in 2025? Well, let's be honest. Hollywood has kind of run out of fresh ideas. But what they do have are old ideas that can be told in new ways. And right now, audiences are loving nostalgia. But not just plain reboots. They want deeper stories. They want familiar worlds with new layers. And Sleepy Hollow? It's perfect for that. It's got atmosphere, mystery, creepy legends. And it has just enough name recognition to get people curious again. And of course, there's the Johnny Depp effect. Let's talk about that. Johnny has been through a storm in recent years. We all know it. Legal battles. Media drama. Studios dropping him. Fans rallying. It was messy. Emotional. And very public. But now, things are shifting. Fans never really left him. If anything, they got louder. They showed up. They trended hashtags. They supported him when studios didn't. And now, Hollywood is starting to realize something important. Johnny Depp isn't just a movie star. He's a legacy. An icon. And audiences still care deeply about him. So even if he's not in the lead role this time, just the chance of him showing up, even for one scene, could light a fire under this project. It adds weight. Adds buzz. And fans are already speculating like crazy. But here's the real beauty of all this. This reimagining. It opens doors. It's not just about Sleepy Hollow. It's about showing studios that these weird, gothic, moody films still matter. That people still want stories with fog and folklore and flawed heroes. And maybe, just maybe, if this goes well, we'll start seeing more of that magic return. Think about it. What if this leads to other Gothic Depp films getting revisited? From Hell. The Ninth Gate. Even Dark Shadows could see a second life. The possibilities are wide open now. And this also creates a soft path for Johnny himself. A way back into the spotlight, but on his terms. Not in a huge blockbuster. Not under a magnifying glass. But in a world he knows. A world where he can disappear into the shadows, into character, into story. Which, let's be honest, is where he shines the most. Now, before we wrap this up, here's something fun to think about. What other classic Johnny Depp movie do you think deserves a sequel? Seriously. Think about it. Would you bring back Edward Scissorhands? Maybe show what became of him years later, still hiding in that mansion, still longing for connection? Or what about Secret Window? What if the ending wasn't the end? Or The Libertine, arguably one of his most underrated roles. What story would you revisit? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your picks. And who knows, your idea might just be the one someone in Hollywood is looking for next. Also, if you've enjoyed this ride through Depp's Gothic past, and possibly his spooky future, don't leave just yet. There's another video waiting for you. One that breaks down Johnny's rumored role in the upcoming Castlevania reboot. Yes, you heard that right. Depp. Castlevania. It's wild. And it might be real. So go check that out after this. And hey, if this is your kind of vibe, gothic stories, movie news, and deep dives into legends we thought we'd forgotten, make sure to subscribe. Hit that like button. Drop a comment. Join the conversation. Because stories like this? They're just getting started. And honestly, the ones you never expect? They're always the most fun to watch unfold. See you in the next one.